Have you ever reached for a handful of mixed nuts, thinking it was a heart-healthy snack, only to later feel a strange tightness in your chest or notice your blood pressure creeping up? For seniors over 60, this seemingly harmless habit might not be as safe as it seems. Stroke risk in seniors is already higher due to natural changes in blood vessels, circulation, and heart rhythm. But what many people don't realize is that certain nuts, yes, even the ones often labeled healthy, can actually raise your risk of stroke, especially if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or a history of heart disease. In today's video from Golden Aging Health, we're revealing 3 specific nuts that doctors warn seniors to limit or avoid altogether. These nuts are known to increase inflammation, thicken the blood, and raise blood pressure, 3 major red flags when it comes to stroke prevention. Before we jump in, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Golden Aging Health for more science-backed, senior-focused health tips that help you stay strong, sharp, and safe. Now, I'll explain about one particularly risky nut, a nut that's often marketed as heart-healthy, but may actually contribute to blood clotting and stroke when eaten too often.
Nut number 1, salted roasted peanuts, the hidden sodium trap. Let's begin with one of the most popular snacks in America, and one that's quietly raising stroke risk in seniors. Salted roasted peanuts. Now, don't get us wrong. Peanuts in their raw or lightly roasted form can offer some health benefits. They contain healthy fats, plant-based protein, and even a little resveratrol, the same antioxidant found in red wine. But the problem lies in how most peanuts are processed and seasoned, especially those found in snack aisles, bar mixes, and big plastic jars. Salted peanuts are often roasted in inflammatory seed oils like soybean or cottonseed oil, then coated in excessive amounts of sodium. According to the American Heart Association, consuming more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day can significantly increase your blood pressure, and many seniors are even more sensitive to sodium's effects. A single handful of salted roasted peanuts can contain up to 250 to 300 milligrams of sodium. And it's rarely just one handful, right? Over time, that adds up. And high sodium intake is strongly linked to stiffened arteries, increased fluid retention, and a higher risk of both ischemic stroke and transient ischemic attacks or mini-strokes. Meet Howard, a 70-year-old retired construction worker from Texas. After retirement, his routine became simple and predictable. Coffee in the morning, a walk around the block, and every evening he'd settle into his recliner with the evening news and a generous bowl of salted roasted peanuts. To Howard, this felt like a smarter choice. After all, peanuts weren't candy or potato chips. They were packed with protein, and doctors were always saying nuts were good for the heart. But what Howard didn't realize was just how much hidden sodium he was consuming in those handfuls. Most nights, he'd go through a third of the container without thinking twice. Months later, during a routine physical, his doctor noticed some troubling trends. His blood pressure had crept up to 150/90, and his heart showed early signs of atrial fibrillation, an irregular rhythm that can increase the risk of stroke. Concerned, the doctor asked about his diet. Not just meals, but snacks. When Howard mentioned the peanuts, the doctor leaned in. "Howard, your peanut habit may seem harmless, but that much salt every day is like slow poison for your blood vessels." It turned out that Howard's nightly snack contained nearly 1,000 milligrams of sodium, just from peanuts alone, almost half his recommended daily intake. The sodium was causing his blood pressure to spike and contributing to fluid retention, which explained the leg swelling he'd started brushing off as just being on my feet too long. He switched to unsalted, dry-roasted almonds. Still crunchy, still satisfying. He also added more potassium-rich foods like bananas, spinach, and avocados to his meals to help counteract years of high sodium. After just a few weeks, Howard noticed a real shift. His blood pressure dropped closer to 130/80. The swelling in his ankles began to fade. And for the first time in a long while, he felt a little more in control of his health without sacrificing the comfort of his evening routine. So, what can you do if you love peanuts? Choose unsalted, dry-roasted peanuts or raw varieties. Limit your serving to one small handful per day, about 28 grams. Avoid party mixes that combine peanuts with salty crackers or sugary coatings. Drink plenty of water and increase potassium-rich foods like spinach, avocado, or sweet potatoes to balance sodium effects. Do you snack on peanuts regularly? Have you ever checked the sodium content on the label? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your favorite healthy swaps. Next, we'll look at a nut that seems innocent in small amounts, but can actually increase blood viscosity and clotting risk when eaten too often.
Nut number 2, walnuts. Healthy in moderation, risky in excess. It's true that walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart and brain health. But they also contain very high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess and out of balance, can actually fuel inflammation, blood clotting, and even contribute to plaque buildup in the arteries, according to researchers at Harvard Health. Here's the catch. Most Western diets already contain far too much omega-6 fat from oils like soybean, corn, and sunflower. So when seniors add large servings of walnuts daily, especially without enough omega-3 rich foods like fatty fish, the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio becomes dangerously skewed. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that older adults with high omega-6 to omega-3 ratios had significantly higher levels of inflammatory markers, especially CRP, C-reactive protein, a known predictor of stroke, heart attack, and vascular damage. If you enjoy walnuts, that's okay, but moderation is key. Experts recommend no more than 1 ounce, about 14 walnut halves, per day. Avoid pairing walnuts with other omega-6 rich foods like processed oils or fried snacks. Balance with omega-3 sources like sardines, salmon, flax seeds, or chia seeds. Finally, we'll reveal a nut that many seniors eat roasted for flavor, but this one may secretly trigger blood thickening and inflammation, especially when paired with certain medications. Stay with us.
Nut 3. Cashews. Creamy, addictive, and a hidden inflammation trigger. I'll never forget Raymond, a 69-year-old jazz pianist from New Orleans, with a deep love for late-night music, strong coffee, and unexpectedly roasted cashews. He wasn't the type to eat junk food. His meals were balanced, mostly cooked at home, and he avoided sweets. But one snack stayed in his routine for years, a generous handful of salted cashews after dinner. "It helps me unwind," he'd say. "They're heart healthy, right?" But over time, Raymond started noticing subtle changes. His legs felt heavier in the morning. His blood pressure, once steady, began creeping upward.
And worst of all, he began experiencing short bouts of dizziness, like his brain was foggy and slow to catch up. After a mild transient ischemic attack, or TIA, a warning stroke that thankfully passed without permanent damage, his doctor ordered blood work. The results were telling. Elevated CRP levels, signs of systemic inflammation, and thicker than normal blood. During his follow-up, his cardiologist gently probed his habits. When Raymond mentioned his cashew routine, the doctor raised an eyebrow. Roasted cashews, especially the salted kind, are often cooked in inflammatory oils like canola or soybean. They're also high in omega-6 fats. Eaten too often, that combination can quietly increase inflammation and make your blood more prone to clotting. The science backs it up. According to the Mayo Clinic, chronic inflammation is a major contributor to stroke risk, and excess omega-6, especially from processed snacks, can make the problem worse. Combine that with the salt from most packaged cashews, and seniors can find themselves in a high-risk zone without even knowing it. Raymond was stunned. He said, "They're so smooth and light, I thought they were harmless." But he was ready to change. He swapped his nightly cashews for a small bowl of unsalted raw almonds with a few blueberries. He began drinking more water throughout the day, and on his doctor's advice, he started sprinkling turmeric and ginger into his evening tea, natural anti-inflammatories to support healthier circulation. Within a month, Raymond said his energy returned, his legs felt less puffy, and he was playing piano longer without fatigue. His follow-up blood work showed lower CRP and improved flow, giving him peace of mind and more confidence in every step he took. So what's the lesson? Cashews aren't bad, but for seniors, especially those with heart or vascular risks, too much of a good thing can quietly become harmful. If you're anything like Raymond and love the rich taste of cashews, you don't have to give them up completely. Just enjoy them more mindfully. Stick to unsalted raw cashews, just 10 to 12 pieces per serving. Limit to a few times a week, not daily. Always drink water to avoid blood thickening, and pair your snacks with foods rich in omega-3s to help balance inflammation. Ever switched away from salted cashews? Type cashews in the comments if you've tried cutting back, or if you're planning to after this video. You might help someone else make a heart-smart choice too.
Let's take a moment to reflect on the 3 common nuts we explored today. Each one popular, but each carrying risks most seniors don't realize when eaten too often or in the wrong form. Salted roasted peanuts, walnuts, cashews. You don't need to change everything at once. Just start with one small swap, like switching to unsalted nuts or adding more omega-3s, and give it a full 7 days. Your energy, blood pressure, and even your focus may improve faster than you expect. Remember, consistency is what matters most. These changes aren't instant fixes. They work with your body gently, day by day. And just like Howard, Linda, and Raymond, you might be surprised by how much better you feel in just 1 week. If this video helped you, please like it, share it with a friend who snacks on nuts often, and subscribe to Golden Aging Health for more science-backed tips to stay sharp, strong, and independent after 60. Thank you for watching, and take care of your brain and heart. You deserve to feel confident in every bite.